All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, we're going to be doing film review. How are the Timberwolves so good? For those of you that have been tuning into the Eastern Conference more than the Western Conference, and more in particular the Timberwolves versus Warriors, because you were like, damn, with Steph Curry out, not a whole lot to look forward to. Well, let me fill you in on what makes the Timberwolves so good, what makes them a threat, what makes them title contenders. Okay, so for those of you that are wondering why the playback speed is slower, it's because it's at 0.75. Now that that's out of the way, what do the Timberwolves do really good? One thing that you notice a lot is they don't really have small players outside of Mike Conley. They got a pretty lengthy team. Okay, we got Nickeil Alexander-Walker up here with the ball. Pretty high up the court right now in terms of the half-court set. Julius Randle looking like he wants to get the ball. We got a simple handoff. What does Nickeil Alexander do? He just attacks, then passes it out, then shoots. Now, the reason why I'm showing this as a highlight of the importance of what the Timberwolves do. Okay, so what's important to note here and why I'm showing this as a highlight is when Anthony Edwards does not have the ball, you know, people assume that it's just nothing but Julius Randle. And while that is true, Julius Randle is a huge Robin to this team, to Anthony Edwards' Batman. The Wolves thrive with their role players. Nickeil Alexander-Walker here as the setup man is important because the difference between him and Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards is going to get doubled and they would have to play this differently, the Warriors. But since it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they're able to just say, hey, just one-on-one, let's see how this goes. So you get the pass, you get the handoff, right? Because it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's given more room. And with this room, you really have two options, early on at least. You have one, go attack the rim, and Kuminga, if he commits, you are definitively going to pass it out to Edwards. If he does not commit, you're going to finish it. And funny enough, let me actually go back to show you what happened beforehand. So Trayce Jackson-Davis just gets caught lacking, you know, not enough focus because he had some delayed movement here. We have a bite and then we have just 0.1 second, if that, where he's reacting. So just a delayed reaction, but it's enough time for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I'm going to refer to as Na now because that's what I call him anyway when I'm not talking about him in videos and I'm just talking about him with other people. But Na, going ahead and beat him at the first step, attacking. Nobody committed on help side, so he just finished it. So that leads you to this next play, right? Which is pivotal because now that you know what he can do, it's going to make sense why Kuminga helps out. So he gets the ball here. This time, Kuminga helps out, right? Right basketball play. The only problem is Kuminga's leaving Anthony Edwards. And that's where Nickeil Alexander-Walker sees it. Boom. It's an open shot. That's easy. Even if Jimmy Butler, right, sees this ahead of time right here. Even if Jimmy Butler says, okay, I know my teammate Kuminga on the backside of me could help out. I could definitely lean more to try to cut off this passing lane towards Edwards. Even if he saw that, right, he would have to commit more, which would leave Naz Reid open. Which, honestly, I think that would have been a better idea. But, I mean, he's not really turned and looking at Edwards anyway. But, yeah, this is Timberwolves basketball. The stuff that you don't see on your everyday Instagram, TikTok highlights, right? Where Nickeil Alexander-Walker, right, he's the one that has the ball up on the court, passing it out to Randle. Randle doesn't do much here other than the handoff. This is the play. And this is centered around Nickeil Alexander-Walker's decision-making. Does he go up with it? No, he doesn't. Get out to Edwards. Okay, here we have Julius Randle at the logo right now, and we have him just cook, get a blow-by, attack, passing it out to who else? Na with the three. And this is something you're going to be seeing a lot. The kickouts with this Wolves team are very relevant, to say the least. I mean, we talk about guys who are all willing to attack the basket. I would say DiVincenzo, you know, his floater game, I'd like to see it be more consistent, but everyone else really, when they just attack the basket, man, oh man, are they dangerous. They're all dangerous. So teams really have to commit. They overcommitted here. But again, they can all shoot threes. Are they a elite three-point shooting team? I don't think I would go that far. But because of their physicality and the way that they can finish in the paint, they're getting these looks, and they're still a good three-point shooting team because everyone can shoot the ball. So then we got Rudy Gobert kicking it to the right to Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels gets the ball, and this entire time, so let me go to the importance of the play. You got to pay attention to Anthony Edwards here. So instead of just looking at the ball, we got Mike Conley serving as someone who's trying to set separation between Buddy Hield and Anthony Edwards. So he's kind of just running in between, trying to be even a small bit of distraction. Not a whole lot, but Buddy Hield isn't the most elite of defenders. He's playing up on him, but still gives Anthony Edwards enough space. And this is what happens when you don't double Anthony Edwards. So this obviously is the most important reason why the Timberwolves are so good, because of Anthony Edwards. But with that being said, his skill set, why he's so good, he does things like this. And the more we watch this film, the more you're going to realize, okay, this makes sense why this happens. This makes sense why that happens. But Anthony Edwards being able to do stuff like this. All right, here we have a pretty simple play, but it's a play every team wants to have where they can get the ball on the roll man. If their roll man is the likes of Julius Randle, Giannis, any big like that, Cat. Again, big men that you want to get on the roll to where they can attack the basket. That's what we got here. Mike Conley gets the ball. A nice screen there by Julius Randle to get some space for Mike Conley. So now Kevon Looney has to say, okay, am I picking up or am I dropping back? He decides to drop back, but Mike Conley is a veteran point guard. He can put it in the right spot. And Julius Randle, one-on-one, downhill. Okay, that's not favorable to many, many, many defenders in the league. He's just strong. Good finish. That's beautiful, right? Give the ball to your Robin. I don't want to just refer to him as a Robin, but the reality is he is. You know what I mean? So give the ball to your guy when your best player is off the floor more frequently. This is one of those examples. Great play design, simple play design, but a great one. Okay, Julius Randle attacking downhill. What do we say about players on the Timberwolves attacking downhill? It happens a lot. They get the kick out. Mike Conley wide open. Easy shot, blocked. Great reach by Kuminga. Gets the ball, brings it back out to to Jaden. And what do we say? Everyone on this team can shoot. When I said I was going to do Timberwolves film review, I wanted to show you the whole spiel of why this team does what they do. Everyone can shoot. Everyone's got length. I haven't even shown you the defense yet. I don't know if I will exactly. It's hard to get those highlights around here. But we see what happens when teams don't double Ant cooks. We see what happens when this team goes downhill. They can easily swing it out. We see what happens when they have plays for Julius Randle, especially when Anthony Edwards out, have him attack downhill. We're seeing the strengths of what they do. Let's keep it going. Anthony Edwards jumping the ball up the court. Screened by Julius. Ant doesn't use it. Now here's where we have your double, right? This is a traditional double team. A lot of teams, what they do is they do switches. There was no switch here off the screen. What does that mean? You got Jaden in the corner three. You got Mike Conley at the elbow three. You got Naz Reid top of the three. You got Julius Randle on the right of him. All three-point line extended, right? All three-point shooters. Keeping it going. Double team on Ant. Ant's got to recognize. He does. Swings it out to Naz swings it out to Julius. Three-point shot. Boom. So people sometimes, they see this play and they think, okay, at some point, why not just try and leave Ant alone? Well, that's sure. That's a good example of why not to. But I showed you a highlight earlier of what happens when you do leave him alone and then he can drop a 40-50 bomb on you. In the playoffs, you got to play by the numbers. You got to force someone else to do it. Now, are you happy that Julius Randle shot the ball? No. Obviously, that's not an ideal outcome of the double team, but it's a risk you're willing to take instead of Ant cooking. All right, let's check this play out. We got stopping, passing it to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo attacks. Again, I need to reiterate this all the time. This team loves to attack downhill. They get in the paint area, and you get a kick out. You make the selfless pass, and you get an Anthony Edwards three. Boom. Easy offense. Beautiful offense because you're willing to make that next pass, the extra pass. But again, it all really comes from going downhill. This team loves to do that. They got guys for it. Okay, check this play out. We got Draymond Green attacking right. Jimmy Butler setting the screen because he wants the switch, so he wants Jaden McDaniels on Draymond. And check this play out. Draymond attacks. Jaden McDaniels defense, good hands, good defense. And this is pivotal because you get Anthony on Jonathan Kuminga. You got Nah on Buddy Hield. Nah's playing a little bit more soft coverage against Gary Payton because he's not a sniper. But you're trusting your guys one-on-one. Now, obviously, Draymond isn't some crazy, scary offensive threat, but you got to trust your guy one-on-one when an offensive player is going downhill, and they don't send him any help. He's on an island. But he's got really active hands. Julius Randle is fronting, right, Jimmy Butler, so Jimmy Butler is not going to be able to cut inside. Everyone is on their assignment. Nah is locked in, making sure he's got ball man. He's literally having a hand on Buddy Hield. Anthony Edwards, he's definitely watching a bit more, but he's completely cutting off Kuminga, so this is more than enough. And then Naz Reid, if this pass is made to Gary Payton, you could see he's an athletic stance so he can move. So everyone's in the right spots, active hands. Now we move back to Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards being who he is. This is why, again, you double team him at all times. Obviously, in this position you can't, but I'm saying this is the reason why you do it. It's because he can just zoom by, attack everyone. I mean, he's Anthony freaking Edwards. Okay, play here. Julius Randle, 6 minutes to go. They're down 1. What do they got cooking up? Nas looking like he's going to set a screen on Kuminga. You got Jaden McDaniels looking like he's going to run to the corner. Seeing how this goes. We got the screen there. Have space here. Gary Payton on him. And Anthony Edwards, again, this is why you double team him. You leave a man on an island and, well, if he's not shooting it over you, he's going to drive. So, it's tough if you're the Warriors, but this is why you just got to double him. Okay, we got Anthony Edwards getting a screen from Julius Randle. Jimmy Butler is being forced to switch off. Kevon Looney's forced to switch on. How does this look? He's on him, playing strong D, but now you're doubling him, making the right play as Anthony Edwards swinging it out. But check this out. Because of the double, and this is the reality that the Warriors are facing a lot, because of the double, Julius Randle's left open. So Buddy Hield has to make a decision. Am I guarding Julius or Jaden? Who am I guarding? You have to have a guy covering Rudy Gobert in the paint. Rudy's doing a great job there, right? Just sitting there to force them to make a decision of who are they going to take. They're going to take Randle here. Randle makes the right pass. Jaden McDaniels, well, keep saying this, but everyone on this team can shoot. This is good stuff from the Timberwolves. Okay, let's check what we got going on here. Anthony Edwards with the ball. We got DiVincenzo. Nas on the same side. We got Rudy setting a screen for Nikhil, keeping it going. Or Rudy did not set a screen. I don't know. Maybe this was just spacing. This looks like it was spacing then, right? Looked like he was going to set a screen. Kind of did. Am I tripping here? Let me see. Nah, he kind of set a screen, but then kind of didn't. He's like, no, maybe this is the wrong play. But yeah, he definitely was going to set a screen. Anyway, back to the point. Anthony Edwards, ball up top, swinging it out to Naz Reid. Naz Reid in motion because you can have that set screen by Edwards as soon as he passes it out. Now you got Nas on GP. GP, a good defender, but Nas has length, attacks the basket. Physical finish. Good finish. Tough shot. But hey, we said it, pretty early on in the video. This team loves to go downhill. And obviously, if they're not kicking it out, they're going to go up. And that's what you have there. Went up. Good finish. All right, we got Jaden McDaniels with the ball here. Pretty straightforward in that he's dribbling around. Then he's looking for Nas up top. Nas looking like he's going to pass it to Nah. Steps back. 3. Now, this is a highlight that I wanted to show because we often forget about Naz Reid and what he's able to do. You're going to have a game or two in the playoffs where he just shows up and just gives you 20-plus points. It feels like it's inevitable every series. He just has those games in him. This is one example where he can just step up and, you guard Anthony Edwards really tough. You guard Julius Randle really tough. You do your best. You're making them work. And then Naz Reid's going to hit a shot like this. They got guys who are able to really lock in defensively. Jaden McDaniels really lock in defensively. Rudy Gobert lock in defensively. A huge part for that paint protection. But offensively, you can have a spark like this from Naz Reid out of nowhere, which really just helps you a lot, honestly. Gives you that extra push you need. Here we got Anthony Edwards scrolling left. Julius Randle with the screen. How do they play him? Double team. What happens when you double? Now you got Julius Randle alone on an island with Trace Jackson Davis. And we've talked about this, right? He's the Robin. Robin's got to do his due diligence. Attack the basket really tough. Tough finish. Good finish. I feel like I've shown enough highlights offensively for you guys to get an understanding of what they do. Just a quick rundown one more time. Very physical downhill. They love to kick it out, get those open shots. Everyone can shoot. Because of their length, they trust everyone defensively. The only one who's not really lengthy is Mike Conley, but Mike Conley is phenomenal at making the right passes. They all play selfless. A lot of highlights here that really just show why the Timberwolves are so good. And ultimately, you got to have a superstar leading the way. That's Anthony Edwards. You got to have a right-hand man helping you along the way. That's Julius Randle. And you got to have a tight-knit group who's able to, again, make those selfless passes, which is what they do defensively as well. They're locked in. This is a tough team. Really, really tough team. Let me know what you guys think. Do you believe in the Timberwolves to beat the Nuggets or Thunder? Personally, if it's Thunder, I think we got a game 6 or 7. Probably 7. I'd lean 7 on our hands. If it's Nuggets, I think no matter what, you're getting a game 7 against Nuggets, because first 2 series, Nuggets go game 7. That's... Oh. Anyway, greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to help the channel. This is How We've Been Different. And we out.